What up, y'all? So we are back at it again. This is part 7 of the Legend Run. Continuing with Aura Paladin. So far, I am 29 and 23 in win-loss record. That's about 56%, which fairly reasonable. Not my best, but it is good enough. This is the Aura Paladin list that I'm working with right now. Pretty standard. I like it a lot so far. It's actually done some really powerful things. There's some really great synergy. Sandfury Aura, Spearheart Sentry, and Scalebreaker, phenomenal cards. Toreth does serious work. Curator, surprisingly amazing in this because it gets you Gelbin, or excuse me, not Gelbin, Ursol, which you can use for renewing flames. Just tons of synergy, lots of value, very solid deck. So let's get into it. Alright, this should be interesting playing against another Paladin. I think Aura Paladin and Bubble Paladin are both gaining some popularity because they've got a really interesting spot in this metagame right now. I'm tempted to keep Gelbin so that I have a for sure big thing to do later in the game. I don't think Scalebreaker is quite what we want to be doing in this matchup per se. Very tempted by this, but I don't know if that's really the correct play. Because playing Gelbin on turn 8 is not quite the powerhouse that it used to be. So it could get me Chronological Aura, possibly Sandfury, Gnomish, and Mekkatorque. I don't hate it. I don't think I can justify it. It doesn't seem good enough. It used to be that would essentially win you the game if you had Gelbin on turn 7 or turn 8, sometimes 5 or 6 with acceleration auras, but not what it used to be, so we will move on. Ooh, Twilight Eggs means that this is very likely Bubble Paladin. I'm tempted to coin Treasuregill. I normally hate coining out Treasuregill or Acceleration Aura on turn 1. It usually feels like a waste of value, but the longer I let this sit around, the bigger this whelp will become. So if I can be attacking this for 2 turns, that may save me a little bit of life down the road. I don't know if that justifies using the coin. Like, it's not phenomenal value. I think it's the difference between this being a 3-3 and a 4-4. So I'll let it slide, but really strongly considered that.
The light dims.
Okay, so it wouldn't have mattered at all since they would have put something up in the way. So that works totally fine. Let's do this. Alright, so now we'll make a 4-4. Pretty crazy for turn 3.
Reporting for duty.
It's kind of interesting how Bubble Paladin is just kind of a name of a deck that's an Aura Paladin variation. There's not really, like, Toreth is in pretty much all those versions, but there's not really anything super specific about the deck. It's like, well, it's Aura Paladin, but like a little different. So we're gonna call it Bubble. Even though there's like not that many more bubbles in it than there is in Aura Paladin. It's like doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, tempted to Nightmare Lord. I don't know that Manifested Timeways is the right call. That will pop this, so it caps it at a 4-4. I think if it gets bigger than that and it goes into 5-5 and beyond, it could be a little rough. That could be difficult to handle. Trying to think of what other threats they have in here that I need to be conscious of. Because this doesn't quite feel like the best use of this. Alright, we're going to do this instead, I think. I don't love this. I really don't like leaving a Twilight Egg out to just continually brine into a bigger whelp, but yeah, like this egg be marinating 5/5 whelp there. Toreth doesn't seem bad. I don't know that they'll be able to do much about him. Let's see, I've got one more turn with this Acceleration Aura, so next turn is the last one. That means next turn I will have 6. I can do this to have 7. Don't think that makes a ton of difference. I'm thinking maybe Nightmare Lord, but I think that's just going to draw out an attack here, and I'll be left in a pretty much the same spot. So I think Toreth is the way to go here. We'll certainly find out. Yeah, I should probably have the Bubble Paladin info up here, because this is actually one that I don't have a ton of experience with. So Bubble Paladin doesn't play anything too crazy. I mean, they have flight maneuvers, so that's worth playing around. But most of the other cards are just the same as Aura Paladin. There's no Ursol or Renewing Flames, though. So that may mean that I have a better ability to last through their aggressive maneuvers. Let's see, so this is going to make a 6/6. I don't like it, but could be worse. You know what, actually, let me just take that out. So we can do this. I kind of like doing this. This will give me 7 next turn. And then we can just go here. Now, 6 to their face could be good here. That might be the call, honestly. But because this ensures I have control of the board, I kind of like this a little better. But yeah, nothing really in Bubble Paladin that I should be super conscious of. Like, past Gnomoragan, the 2-mana location is something, but I don't think that's too scary. Yeah, I get the feeling Bubble Paladin doesn't have much of a leg up on Aura. Yeah, it's about a 50-50. Okay, so this is probably very open to your playstyle and stuff, so. From here, what do we do? They've also got double acceleration, so that means next turn they could Gelbin themselves. Not super worried about it. I think this is 1 hit away from breaking the shield. I'm very tempted to Renewing Flames their face, because if I smack this guy, I can deal 10, 13 to them. That puts them at 8. They're in a much worse position. I could also Spearheart Sentry, because Gelbin next turn could give me Sandfury Aura. Seems extremely likely. So maybe that's the play, actually. We'll do this, and this, and this. And what do we get? That's not bad, I guess. So if Toreth loses Divine Shield, we can give it back to him. That would actually be really good. Especially considering Gelbin will, it'll get Mekkatorque Aura as well. Alright, so they have Gnomish, Sandfury, Acceleration, and Mekkatorque. So no Chronological is actually really nice for me. I'm a little tempted to Renewing Flames here. Because I can go poke this, Renewing Flames takes this out. And then I can smack for 6, put them at 16, but only problem is if they end up playing something like their own Spearheart, Scalebreaker, anything like that. So I think Gelbin on my side is probably the right call. It's just... yeah, we're gonna do that. So we'll break this Divine Shield. We'll give him another. And then we play Gelbin. And that gives us Sandfury, Mekkatorque, Gnomish, Chronological, and that same acceleration. Cool, and we are chilling here. Double Spearheart, perfect. That's good stuff. 3 damage. So we got some card advantage and some damage in card advantage. Ooh, they've got a flight maneuver. I've got the advantage on the board, though, especially with the Divine Shield, so... even if they deal, you know, double stuff with their Scalebreaker, I think Nozdormu with the Sandfury Aura is going to do some serious work here. Because giving all my guys Divine Shield while I have Toreth is incredibly powerful. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Let's draw some cards first, get as much information as possible. Scalebreaker Inspiring, okay. So we can deal 4 damage to their stuff. Just with Scalebreaker. That's not bad. There. Yeah, actually, instead of Nozdormu, I think it's probably better to do this. So we can smack this. Ooh, there's Ursol for Renewing Flames. Yo. That's actually really good. So we're going to Scalebreaker, so that means we're going to have to do this, this. We're going to take that to the face. We're going to do this. And then we might as well smack him in the face with that. Cool. Ooh, and it gave Divine Shield to the Toreth. Very nice. Alright, this is a very good position now. They're going to need quite a bit to get out of this. Yeah, these kind of turns make me think that double Sandfury Aura might be warranted, because sometimes you use it earlier in the game, and then you want another one off of Gelbin later. Because, like in this case, if I run out of the Sandfury Aura, you know, Nozdormu is so good with it, because it gives your team Divine Shield and the pump, like it just did for those guys, so... let's see here. I think an Ursol might be the play, honestly. We Renewing Flames... yeah, I think they're just super dead. Because we can go like this and this. And yeah. Lots of ways to finish that game out, but worked out nicely. Alright, so as suspected, it doesn't seem like Bubble Paladin is as good as straight Aura Paladin. But that is just my suspicion. I'm not sure if it's true. That is obviously just anecdotal one-game evidence. But we are finally at Diamond 5. No more win streak bonuses, no more star bonuses, just straight on the merit of our game. So let's see what we can do here. Alright, another Paladin. And since the last part of this video, what did I say? This is part 7, I think? Whatever it is. The last part of this video series, Herald Shaman was still the top deck on HS Replay. Right now, it has shifted to Aura Paladin. So that's really fascinating and probably makes sense for why Paladin is becoming more common. I think I throw all this stuff back. Yeah, it's really interesting in this metagame because as soon as a deck gets good, it's like you need to know how to play the mirror match almost more than anything else. Because it seems like people are very bloodthirsty to just get to whatever the best deck of the day is. And it's been shifting quite a lot. Like the last couple of days it has shifted. The last couple of days it's shifted twice, and I expect it to shift a couple more times, honestly. It's very awkward right now. So Maul would be great, assuming we get a Spearheart Sentry. Scalebreaker is still a little far off at 6 mana. Nozdormu is great at 5, but I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch. And should I draw Ursine Maul, I'd rather play that on 4 rather than just sitting on an Inspiring Maul.
I must move quickly.
So we're gonna go like this. And hopefully we get some indication soon of what they are playing. But I can only assume it is... Oh! Okay, this is something new. Alright. Dragon Paladin? Sure. You have my attention. Okay, now I feel like Maul is a little bit of a better choice. We can get rid of this. There is flight maneuvers. Thankfully there's 5 cards in between it, so it'll take them some time to get rid of it.
We are friends now. Hello,
Defensive action engaged.
Yeah, it feels like a waste to use this weapon without the full benefit. I could attack the Brightwing here. It's not awful, but, you know, the second I draw something that is relevant, the weapon just becomes exponentially powerful. Or I can draw Maul and have the exact situation I was trying to avoid earlier. That's the way it goes sometimes, I guess. And yeah, it's much more awkward, especially because they have Slither Drake, but I think we will chill here and see what we can do. Yeah, Dragon Paladin is, I mean, I feel like Dragon anything has potential, especially considering that's a dragon. Like, I wanted Dragon Shaman to be a thing, but didn't quite turn out as good as I thought it would. There's my Spearheart Sentry, now we're talking. So, I can get a lot of value here, but the problem is I'm still going to take some damage. I can attack this. Yeah, we're going to have to play the Sandfury Aura, try to get as much value out of this as possible. So this will give us 2 spells now. Okay, Hand of a Doll is something. This will make it a 5/6. So at the very least, it can't be killed by those 2 guys. And it will trade with the Slither Drake. Oh no, it's a 5/5. What? Oh, it's +2/+1. Just kidding. Alright, so still trades, which is cool. And good, that's good value. Yeah, Immortalized in Stone is a great thing to have off of that guy. So from here, I could go double Chronological Aura next turn. Just have 3 of them active at the same time. I'm not sure if that's better than Immortalized in Stone, but that's what, 7 mana for 6/10 in power as opposed to 4 mana for 7/14. So yeah, okay, a little bit of a difference there. I like seeing a deck like this though. Dragon Paladin seems pretty cool. It's definitely got potential. There's the flight maneuvers. Ooh, that's a rough Holy Nova. Very well timed. Alright, we're going to start with this. Ooh, Mechano Egg is not bad, actually. 5 mana for a 9/11 taunt is reasonable. We can do that and Chronological Aura. I'm thinking Immortalized in Stone is probably the way to go, though. So, yeah, we'll do this. Crazy.
I must move quickly.
Alright, so we're going to get two Drakes end of turn.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, this is a pretty aggressive draw for them. Yeah, just as a rule, I don't experiment with new decks during a Legend run. Sometimes I wish I did, but that rule has always led me to just losing infinite momentum and making the Legend run take so much longer than it really needs to. But something like this really intrigues me. Herald Demon Hunter is also calling to me, but I still don't know if I can justify that decision. Ooh, okay. Manifested Timeways is helpful. It won't take out as much as I would like it to, though. So it'll take out this and this. These will be down to 1 health as well as this, so I can smack that. This will be 5 health left. Yeah, it's a little rough. I feel like I have to Chronological Aura again, considering there's only 1 left now. So what can I get off of Nightmare Lord that would actually matter here? I don't think...
I must move quickly.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything... Yeah, nothing's going to matter that much. This might be end of the line. This is a tough one here. So... Yeah, we'll just do this. Get rid of that guy. We'll throw that there. And then we'll just do this, I guess. If they got something like Scalebreaker or anything like that, this is going to get a little bit more awkward. I was not prepared for Dragon Paladin.
Thresh fleet in formation.
And they just play Edo? Okay. That actually might be really bad for me. Probably should have played that first, right? Okay, good. Yeah, we're kind of screwed here. Because now as long as they have mana, they can just +2/+2 something over and over. Okay, so would anything I do here matter enough? I need some combination of restoring health, probably taunt minions, like a double Scalebreaker or something here would be amazing. I don't think Toreth is enough to hold them off. Can't attack anything without dying. I mean, I could attack the 2/7 here, throw both these guys here, but then obviously I just have no defenses left over. I've got one Chronological Aura. Yeah, like, I could do this. And then I could... Oh, okay, that's helpful. That is definitely helpful. It's going to hit these two, sadly, but it'll gain me 10 life. No, it only gave me 5 life because the Divine Shield doesn't count. So yeah, it's not going to... I don't think that's going to matter, but I think this is the only route we have. And buys us a turn, or at least the option of a turn, depending on... Oh, wow. You played Treasuregill? You played Treasuregill? Okay, well, I'm baffled by this. Playing Treasuregill, playing Edo, and all those dragons. Just... What just happened? I'm actually in shock. Okay. 1-1. Still at Diamond 5. I'm happy about that. We'll take it. Alright, moving on.
Uther versus Garrosh. Victory or death. I will fight with honor.
Pretty sure this is just a straight mulligan. There are a lot of cards that are much better against Warrior. Those aren't exactly it. We want some cheaper things, but whatever. I guess Spearheart is reasonable against pretty much everybody. There are not a lot of games where I'm unhappy to see this guy.
What horror will hatch?
Acceleration Aura? Ooh, perfect. Alright, so Manifested Timeways is live next turn, should we need it. A little doubtful, but it is possible. I'm hoping, you know, turn 3 they go like Broodmother into something else and then we Timeways. That would be pretty good value. What you got for me, buddy? What you got? Sure. A little surprising, but cool. And that. Okay.
Defensive action engaged.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, was that or the Spearheart Sentry? I think this is much more impactful here. Obviously, if they had, you know, Carrier Whelp or something smaller, Probably wouldn't have been the play. Alright, here we go. Broodmother into something else. We Timeways. Come on now. Please play another minion. Alright. I'm thinking I probably still Timeways, partly because I have Scalebreaker coming. But I guess I could be swayed to not. It just really depends on the next draw. Like, Chronological Aura is reasonable here, especially if I have the opportunity to trade with something. Interesting. Yeah, I think Chronological is a little better here.
To battle.
So next turn I'll have 6 mana, so I can just play Scalebreaker. I mean, Timeways might be the call. Hard to say. You know, because I have the Divine Shield, I think Maul is the play.
For justice.
Yeah, we're gonna run this. And so I get a 3/5 at the end of the turn. Yeah, it's fine.
Reporting for duty.
Brace yourself for destruction.
This world is a fire to his glory.
Well, Timeways is going to be pretty good against that board. I'm assuming if they don't have a way to get rid of the Chronological Drake, then I'm assuming they're just going to throw their Slither Drake at it and trade. After that, hard to tell what they're going to do. Like, they could trade here and this would deal 2 to my face, but I don't think that's very strong. Alright, fair enough. A little tough. This could go lots of directions. I think I'd attack first to draw a card and see. But I'm very likely to manifest the Timeways here. Yeah, it's not ideal just for the 2 minions. I love to get 3 or more minions worth of value off of manifested Timeways, but it's a pretty reasonable play, I think. Now, it is probably also not correct to keep Spearheart in my hand for too long, because these are just turns that this could have been accumulating some value for me. It's obviously at risk when it's out there, but hard to say what is worth it or not. I think, yeah, we're gonna do this. Yeah, one of the best things you can do when you're playing against Dragon Warrior is to keep them from gaining any momentum. The more turns they're like, okay, fine, gotta start over. Okay, start over, new board. The more you do that, the harder it is for them to actually finish the game. Because that's the biggest strength they have is, you know, turn 1 through like turn 6, just incredible momentum, really efficient, really strong minions, good abilities on top of those minions. So if you can interrupt that momentum multiple times, you usually have a pretty good fighting chance. Well, there's Ursol, but we have no Renewing Flames. Yeah, I really like Chronological Aura here. I think that's the play.
Repent!
I must move quickly.
Cool. Now, Deathwing would be pretty bad here. I have a feeling if they had it, they would have already slammed it, though. Because it would cost 8 exactly. Yeah, my main concerns here would be Ragnaros and Deathwing. Come on now, you really thought about playing Deathwing for that long? What? Yeah, that's very obviously the best possible play here. Kind of nonsense is this? Sure. Okay. Well, Sandfury's nice. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get that. Okay, so we're gonna do this and Spearheart.
Impossible.
Calling for reinforcements!
Reporting to duty.
Let's see what kind of value this gets us here. Grave Dawn, okay. And Flash of Light, alright, not bad. Both pretty reasonable cards. Very likely they're going to go like Hero Power, attack this guy, and then use their dragon to attack my Scalebreaker, but oh, or they could do that. They've been sitting on that for a while. Holy goodness. Okay, momentum of the game is completely shifted now. Alright. We'll see if we can come back from this now. Shoot. Let's start with some free card advantage. Toreth and Nozdormu. That's more free card advantage. Maul. Renewing Flames is helpful. Okay. So,
Let me think.
We're definitely going to Ursol for the Renewing Flames. Yeah, I don't want to, but I feel like I have to throw this guy away here. That ensures that this dies, and I gain 10 life. I think it's the safe play. Obviously, I'm losing some value there, but I've got Toreth, Nozdormu, and a variety of other things in my hand, so this at least forces them to have to find a way to continue to be aggressive outside of their hero power. And this also sets up a really good Nozdormu turn if I can use this. Where's Sandfury? This is my last turn with Sandfury also, so if I use this, then this will trigger twice. So it'll go Divine Shield to the team, +3/+3, end of turn, +6/+6. That seems really strong. I think that could help us lock in the shift in momentum here, but really depends on what they have to play. Sure, that seems kind of silly.
What pretty petals!
Okay. Yeah, we definitely Nozdormu.
I am timeless, but your time is up.
And you know what?
My blood to save the dream!
So now that means the Divine Shields will be even harder to break. Five there, so we're gonna have to do this. And that's back, so then we have 5, 6. So then we'll have to do this. Triggers that twice. And then we can go here. Here. Alright, now we've got a pretty ridiculous team. Renewing Flames. +6/+6 to the whole team. Yeah, how do we lose? Yes! Alright, coming back after that Deathwing was clutch. Alright, 2-1. Just beat Dragon Warrior. And we're on our way to Legend very slowly.
Uther versus Tess!
Get stabbing or get going.
I will fight with honor.
I don't hate Curator here, because this matchup is probably going to be very resource-oriented. They're going to be making copies. I'm assuming that this is likely Herald Rogue, but could be Imbue Rogue. Which means that it's going to be all about resource management. Curator will get me Ursol. I think the only dragon is Spearheart Sentry, as well as Violet Treasuregill. I'm not sure I want Hardlight Protector, but I'm okay with it, I guess.
The light dims, but we fight. Reporting for duty.
Maul is actually a pretty good draw. I think that's not bad in this matchup. Yeah, Maul is actually a little better than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be, like, fine. Just one of those cards that you're, like, a little indifferent to. But, you know, 4 mana, 4 attack weapon is reasonable. And drawing a card, so it is a 2-for-1. Not even counting if it destroys any minions. So, drawing 2 cards and potentially getting rid of 2 minions is, I mean, kind of a 4-for-1. Okay, so I could do something silly like Sandfury Aura into Spearheart next turn, into a variety of other things. I don't know that that's the right play, though. I'm thinking Coin Maul, attack, I draw a card, next turn I can Sentry, and then should it survive, I can play Sandfury Aura. So that would be turn 5, and then turn 6 I can play this, which would capitalize on that. I think that's the way I'm going to go here. Yeah, let's give it a try.
For justice.
But what they do on this turn is pretty crucial, because playing something that... Playing a strong minion here means that Spearheart is much less viable. Okay. Jeez. Well, that's a little awkward.
Let me think. For justice.
Awkward draw. Okay, so I definitely want to Acceleration Aura so that I can Scalebreaker next turn. Question is, do I also Hardlight Protector? Seems a little okay. It seems fine. I could Maul.
I wonder. I must move quickly.
Yeah, I think... Yeah. Well, excuse me. Take the exact card I was going to play next turn? Excuse me? That's insane. Ay, ay, ay. Better to be lucky than good, I guess. Yeah, it's just the same problem we had with Imbue Rogue before. They just get lucky sometimes and you get blown out because they just happen to get the right cards that took the exact other right cards from you. Just, it's crazy. I'm not a big fan of this style of deck. There's just a little bit too much luck involved for my taste. I prefer for skill to be the leading factor in a game, but what are you going to do? Curator's okay here. Yeah, problem is no matter what I do, I'm probably taking some damage this turn.
Let me think.
Spearheart plus Maul, I guess, is okay. It's definitely... I mean, that would take some damage away from my face.
I must move quickly.
And I'm going to get another Spearheart off of Curator anyway.
For justice.
And Neon Innovation could be good. I mean, this does have potential to give me something big.
I'll be ready for them. I'll be ready for them.
Let's see what the Rogue matchup is normally like. Yeah, the Herald Rogue matchup is supposed to be really good. About 55, almost 56% in favor of Aura Paladin. So, yeah, I think luck is on their side. Yeah, they've got a pretty solid aggressive front so far. So, what are you going to do? You gotta be kidding me. For real? Alright, well, we're basically dead. That's fine. Yeah, none of these matter.
The menagerie is for guests only.
Well played.
That's unfortunate, but it's the way it goes. And we are back to the back and forth nature of getting to Diamond 5. Everything from here is very like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, etc. So, yeah, let's see if we can catch some momentum. But we're 2-2 so far, which, I mean, that's the problem at this stage, is that you can go 50-50 before this because of those bonus stars and just get all the way up to this point. But unless you can find a way to get some good forward momentum, you're going to stay stuck at these high diamond levels. So this is where it always gets tough, so don't get discouraged. Always just keep pushing forward and make sure you're using the right criteria to decide your deck and decide your playstyle and everything. So let's go.
Uther versus Valera.
Alright, another rogue.
I
I mean,
will
this
fight
should
with
be in our favor, so let's see if we can play accordingly. Don't think any of these are justifiable keeps. Yeah, very good opening hand. Here we go. Yeah, the Garona last game was just like insult to injury. Already just barely scraping by, and then just, nah, you can go to 9 health. That's okay. Flashback? Yeah. I'm very surprised at how good Flashback is. It's just very obviously a busted card. Okay, timeout. What's this guy do again? Okay, 4 health to each hero. Mistress of Mixtures. Fun times. It's always weird seeing cards that were staples, or at least, you know, big parts of old standard metagames or fun decks you used to play, and they're just completely forgotten, and you see them again, you're like, old friend. How you've been forgotten. Because once a card is out of standard, it's very irrelevant. Because, I mean, I feel like it's pretty difficult to be relevant in the wild metagame. Kind of hard not to do this. It heals me back up, clears their board, gives me board presence.
I will transcend this world.
Calling for reinforcements. Sands of time.
Alright, we've got a good start here now. Got some advantage building with the Spearheart. Friendly minion +4/+4 and Death Rattle. Summon a random 4-cost minion. Okay, we're in business now. We are cooking with charcoal. Boom goes the dynamite. There are all sorts of different references you can make. It's always funny to me, like, how random the references seem if you didn't live through the actual experience that they're based on. Just sounds sometimes like people are saying gibberish. Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like an old man when people say 6-7. I'm like, no. What does that even mean? But I'm not in the majority in that, so it's like, that's fine. That's just my life experience. Man, oh man. Alright, so they're also building some advantage over there with their heralds. I think we're gonna do this and this.
We'll take it down together. Repent.
We got Flash of Light and Hammer of Wrath. Good. I like Hammer of Wrath a lot. Really surprisingly solid card. That's pretty good. Alright, so we finally get to clear this board, assuming I don't get a taunt minion off of the death rattle here. Okay, that's not bad. If it's your opponent's turn, deal 4 damage instead. Yeah, let's go. Well, this is still active for 2 more turns, so we might as well. That was a great draw.
Blazing sky.
Let's get as much information as possible, so we're going to draw some cards here. Alright, annoying. At least we got our attack in. Okay, that'll be great in a couple turns.
Calling for reinforcements.
Excellent. So Mend will be more card advantage, just drawing a card, and Hammer of Wrath gives us a little more reach.
Care to make a wager, friend?
Sure. They're also building some good advantage, but at the expense of their life so far, because I've been able to be aggressive, so... Yeah, Ursol Renewing Flame seems like the play here. Might as well do this first, so that 5 of that damage hits their face.
Rise, and let balance be restored.
I will be your death.
My brood will inherit this world.
Sure. So that gives them 2 random spells that cost 2 less. Yeah, not super concerned. That is fair. All right. Yeah, that was a pretty good game. A lot of advantage built early off of those Spearhearts. All right, 3 and 2. Let's keep getting it.
Uther versus my head.
Triple rogue back to back is crazy.
Escape my fury.
I will fight with honor.
This has been happening a lot lately, where I've just been playing the same hero like 2-3 times in a row. Kind of like 2 games ago, a little tempted to keep Curator because of the card advantage that I think this game is going to be based on, but I'm going to try not doing that this time, see if it has much different effect. The only regret I have about doing that 2 games ago is that it probably made it a little harder to get to Acceleration Aura on turn 2. Just 1 less card to mulligan away and get a chance of drawing. So could have been the right call, kind of hard to say. love to see a Spearheart off the top, but Nightmare Lord is fine. Two mana Spearheart. It's going to be a 1/4. This is just so much better, though. Especially if I end up with a Sandfury Aura. Gelbin with Charge is, you know, pretty powerful. But I think this is where it's at.
Repent.
Yeah, anytime you can make a copy of this guy is great. And so next turn I will have 5 mana. I can play the... I guess I'll have 6 the next turn regardless of... ooh, that's pretty good.
Let me think.
The light dims, but we report for duty.
So Scalebreaker will take care of this guy next turn. Very interesting that they just play this card main deck. I mean, playing it off the coin on turn 3 is pretty solid. I used to love doing that in Shaman. That's part of why I wanted Shaman Dragons to work out so well, because it is a dragon. You can do it off the coin as well as Static Shock on turn 4. But now we get to Scalebreaker. Ooh, Manifested Timeways also? Kind of hard not to do this. Sometimes I wonder if Elise is worth jamming in this deck, just for a little extra advantage. It is also a 4-drop, and this deck is very heavy, like 4-drop city, because of Acceleration Aura. So it might be that that would kind of up the power level of this deck a little bit, but I don't know, because there are some things, like every now and then I'm like, Hardlight Protector can be kind of hit or miss. It's definitely got its place in this deck, but I'm not sure if it's like a forever card in this, or if because the metagame has been really aggressive lately that maybe this is a little bit better now and might not be later, you know? But definitely worth considering either way. Okay, so we've already played both Acceleration Auras, so that gets nothing. Might as well do this.
Reporting for duty.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, sure. It's an interesting rogue deck over there. They're heralding, but they have some interesting other cards in here, like the Glacial Shard and the... Sure. Glacial Shard and the Aberration. Very, very cool card choices. I'm a big fan of Glacial Shard, personally. I think the card's way better than it gets credit for. Sure. Alright. And that's only poisonous... Yeah, okay. Yeah, kind of hard not to. Sandfury, Chronological, Gnomish, Mekkatorque. So drawing anything with an end of turn effect would be bonkers here. But I'm of the opinion that we probably got him regardless. Yeah. Because they can't make it through that 3-5, and, I mean, they got to deal with this 10-10 somehow. Ooh, double innervate. Talk about value, guys.
Defensive action engaged.
Yeah, they're still just done.
Smart moves. I concede.
Okay, so I am 4-2. I'm just gonna cut this one here. Been a pretty reasonable stretch of games at 4-2. That puts me at 32-25 in win-loss so far for this Legend run. You know, so I'm gonna just keep grinding my way to Legend from here. That's essentially all you can do. And I think if you end up with a positive record, it's totally cool to take a step back and then hit it again, feeling fresh, ready to go. Because I've mentioned this a million times in these videos, and forgive me if I'm repeating myself too much, but this metagame is just kind of weird. It's a little awkward and unstable. So I think it's very important, if you have a positive win record, you know, don't overstay your welcome. You know, don't be out here just like, okay, I got 4-2. Let's see how I can, and then you end up 4-4, and it's like, well, now I'm back where I started. So never be afraid to quit while you're ahead and come back again another time. And the inverse of that, if you're not doing well, it's totally cool to step aside and reevaluate, figure out a better deck to play, refine your deck a little bit, just like, you know, make sure you're in the right headspace. There's a lot of different things you could do, but that's all I got for now, guys. If you're already following, big thank you. I appreciate you guys. Tell me in the comments if you think I am crazy or not crazy based on the my metagame analysis. And I respond to all comments, whether you are nice or you are mean, so have at it, guys. So peace and love. Catch you next time.